Almost there. Just a little bit further. He'd been waiting months for his dad to buy him Cyberpunk 2077. Since the moment he got it, he had hardly put it down.
Come on, Tim, come on. You can do it. Not again.
It was happening more and more often. Continuous crashes and overheats. Then he saw it. Smoke started coming out the back of the console. He rushed over to the machine, but it was too late. It had shut down, the smell of burnt plastic filling the room. He pushed the power button repeatedly, but nothing happened.
Piece of junk.
So close. What would he do with the rest of the weekend now? Out of the corner of his eye, he caught something shimmer in the boxes. Interesting. He went over to the pile of boxes in the back of the basement and started to rummage around, trying to reach whatever it was that had sparkled. As he moved the boxes aside, he came across what looked like an old console.
Pretendo Entertainment System.
That was an odd name. He looked the machine over and recognized it as a Nintendo Entertainment System. Strange that it would be named Pretendo. The odd W logo also didn't look familiar. Must be fake. But it still meant more games for him. He set up the old CRT monitor on the table and plugged the console in. He'd never played on such an old machine before, but he'd heard his dad talk about them from time to time. Now all he needed was some games. He looked around the basement again. There was a cardboard box nearby where the console had been. Scribbled in black marker were the words, PES cartridges. Inside the box were a number of games, their labels printed on the top. Some of them sounded familiar. One of the cartridges had a partially peeled off label and appeared heavily used. Should be a good one. He picked it up out of the box. The label read, Super Mario Brothers. Supper? A typo? No matter. This should keep him occupied for at least a few hours. He loaded the cartridge into the console and hit the power button. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the screen flashed and the menu came up. He suddenly started to feel nauseous. The room was spinning. Was it the old CRT screen? The smoke from the PlayStation? He opened his eyes. This wasn't his basement anymore. His head was still hurting, but he looked around the new surroundings.
Oh, hello there, little Goomba. Welcome to the Mushroom Kingdom.
Goomba? What's a Goomba? He looked down at his body, but it wasn't his body anymore.
Uh-oh, too slow.
I apologize that I haven't had the time to stop by more often.
Don't worry, I know you've been busy. Cyrus seems to be keeping you on your toes.
Indeed. A troubling individual, to say the least. But let's not talk shop. Is everything to your liking? Are you in need of anything?
Don't trouble yourself. I have everything that I need right here.
Are you sure? You can always leave, whenever you desire. Nobody here could stop you, even if they tried.
True, but for now, I'm content. I don't want to risk another accident like last time. I will remain in containment for now.
It wasn't your fault. You were provoked.
Nonetheless, the repercussions were deadly. For now, this small piece of home suffices.
It is a lovely rendition of a bygone era. Apollo himself would be proud.
Hey, check this out!
Yeah, and?
It's an old Nintendo.
Famicom.
What?
It's called a Famicom.
No, it's a Nintendo.
Which is based off the original Japanese Famicom.
Semantics. Check it out. Pretty cool though, eh?
Will you grow up? How many times have you gone in trouble with all your gaming?
Come on, only like twice?
At your age.
Fine, suit yourself. I'll just take Crypt Key with me then.
Crypt Key? Good luck with that. He's still traumatized about having his uniform stolen. I think he's still trying to get permission to wipe the CCTV footage.
Come on. There's some weird vortex cloud above the house where this Nintendo is.
Vortex cloud?
Uh-huh. It'll be fun. I love retro games. Come on.
Okay. You had me at Vortex Cloud.
Watch your step. Lots of junk lying around. One time I stepped on a Lego. Whoo-wee! That hurt like rattlesnake bite on the rump. What'd I say? You don't like snakes?
Do you have a brother?
Tommy?
Ralph?
Oh yeah, got one named Ralph too.
He's a sheriff?
I think so. Can't rightly remember.
How many brothers do you have?
Good question. Can't say for sure. Ma and Pa kept busy, if you catch my drift.
Unfortunately, we do.
Anywho, that's the game machine right there.
Klaus bent down and picked it up, turning it over in his hands.
Chen, take a look.
Good old Dr. Wondertainment again.
Thank you, officer. We'll be taking this back with us as evidence and quarantining the house.
Whatever floats your boat.
Let's get this whole house tented, set up for some Scranton Realty anchors, and move the neighbors out.
Roger that. Klaus searched the Foundation archives. This SCP wasn't new. A number of confiscated consoles had been housed in remote Foundation facilities for the past 30 years. Due to mishaps and lost personnel, testing had been indefinitely suspended. The last reported incident resulted in the death of a senior researcher. She booted up the game. It appeared to be a Wondertainment copy of Super Mario Bros. Almost immediately, she felt a migraine and an odd sensation come over. Her surroundings had changed. She was in the game now. She looked down at her dress. Very odd. She raised her head and looked around. This was definitely the Mushroom Kingdom. Where was everyone, though? Good afternoon, gentlemen. How may I be of assistance?
We've got this Wondertainment product. It pulls players into the game world.
I wonder if we'll ever stop coming across the Doctor's failed products.
This SCP is already documented, but due to the death of the last researcher who went into it, testing has been suspended.
Sounds like a wise choice.
Yes, I would agree, but a boy was lost in the game recently. I suspect he might still be alive if we can get in there soon.
Sounds like a big risk.
We'll be fine. And if we aren't, well, you know what to do.
I will consider it. Professor, it needs to be now, before it's too late. All right, but I expect both of you back in one piece.
We'll do our best.
Why are we here? Why couldn't we do this at the Foundation?
It could be that each time the game is booted up, it creates a local anomaly. I'm not sure, to be honest, but conducting the experiment here should give us a higher chance of entering the boy's localization.
Yeah, you lost me at localized. Let's get on with it then.
All right. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be. Klaus hit the multiplayer button. Immediately, the sensations of confusion and nausea started. Whoa, dude, you're Mario. This is so weird.
Don't be so surprised, Luigi.
I am?
Yep.
So, we're here. Now what?
I guess we go through the level looking out for the boy.
Roger that. They continued moving forward, hitting loot boxes and stepping on Goombas. Hey Doc, quick question.
Yeah?
So, the boy might still be alive in the game.
Right.
And likely, he's become one of the characters in the game.
Yep.
Could he be, say, a Goomba?
I don't see why not.
A Goomba, like the dozen or so we've been stepping on to get here?
That's a good point. Let's, try not to step on anything else.
Good idea. As they continued on, they reached a flag and a castle. What the heck is that?
Didn't you have any games in Hong Kong?
Clearly, not the same games as you.
Just follow me.
They were on a bridge. Lava flowed beneath. So what's this about then?
If I remember right, we crossed the bridge and that should be the end of the level.
Alright. Well, what are we waiting for?
Hang on, I feel like I'm forgetting something. This seems too easy.
Come on, Doc. Let's just get on with this. Chen stepped onto the bridge. From above, a creature dropped down, blocking their path. Oh, what the heck is that?
Oh, I remember now. Bowser! He's the boss.
Great. Just great. What was that? How'd you do that?
Don't know, don't care, just fire at him!
They shot fireballs at him over and over until he fell from the bridge.
Nice work, Luigi. Now let's get across the bridge.
Princess Toadstool and a Goomba stood before them.
Are you Tim?
I think so.
We're here to help you to get out of this game.
What about me?
Sorry, Princess, but you're a character. You stay here.
As he finished the last sentence, the game ended. They came to on the floor of the basement. The little boy, safe and sound. That's definitely a more interesting SCP. Let's get that thing locked up in the Foundation for good.
The Foundation?
The voice came from behind the boxes.
I remember that name. I think I worked there long ago.
The woman came out from behind the boxes.
You're the researcher who went in the game 30 years ago!
I think so? Is this real? Is this the real world?
Welcome back. We'll get you back to the Foundation and piece it all together.
Looks like we got more than we bargained for.
2-for-1 special. SCP-591. Object Class: Euclid. SCP-591 refers to a line of video game consoles originally developed as counterfeit of the Nintendo Entertainment System. 591 was labeled as Pretendo in 1985 and manufactured in Southeast Asia. Official records indicate that the Pretendo brand was bought by another company, Dr. Wondertainment, supposedly to establish themselves in the growing video game market. Pretendo was then re-engineered as a standalone console system that was capable of playing both NES games and Dr. Wondertainment's own line of 8-bit video game titles. Whenever a Wondertainment game is inserted into 591 and activated, it creates a minimized and isolated CK-class reality restructuring scenario that resembles the game's intended content. Individuals inside these affected areas will usually assume the role of the game's main character or protagonist. This effect does not apply when a normal NES cartridge is inserted into 591. Because of the degradation and age of 591's electronic and computer components, the CK-class reality restructuring scenarios have an increased chance of becoming isolated ZK-class reality failure scenarios of varying areas of effect. Unlike the CK-class scenarios, which revert after 591 is deactivated, the ZK-class scenarios remain permanently as a fixed location. These locations have been designated as Sector W1 through Sector W5. Instances of 591 are to be kept in a separate storage containment vault, at least 500 meters away from any civilian population, essential civilian infrastructure, or other Foundation-controlled containment facilities. Any new ZK-class scenarios created by 591 will need to have a closed, concrete dome structure built to contain it. Any devices suspected to be an instance of 591 are to be confiscated immediately. Old, discarded trinkets may hold little value to you in the years to come.
Relics of a time past. However, once rediscovered, be cautious of their original purpose, lest memory erase the danger they hold.
Please be sure to check out my Patreon. There's weekly uploads of bloopers, storyboards, and other great material. As always, have a care, and remember to subscribe, like, and share, if you would. Until next time, farewell.